Americans who were not paying attention at all during the election are now responding to some polling questions, and they are shocked at what Donald Trump says he's going to do. And Americans, by and large, do not support almost anything that Donald Trump says he's going to do. Still, Americans simply don't believe he's going to do the things he says he's going to do, but they don't support the things he says he's going to do. They just think he's making it up, apparently. What does that say about our country and the electorate right now? Take a look at this YouGov poll, for example. The net support for imposing tariffs on Mexico, -9%, on Canada, -18%. So more Americans appear to be okay with Mexico. Go figure, after all of the demeaning language Donald Trump has used about Mexico and Mexicans and people south of our border. But overwhelmingly still, Americans don't support tariffs on Mexico and Canada, which Donald Trump says he will do on day one. Next question. Do you think martial law could be necessary under any circumstance in the United States? 45% say no, 20% say yes, 35% are unsure. Donald Trump has threatened that he's going to invoke the Alien Seditions Act and invoke martial law to do his bloody mass deportation. So Americans there, again, don't support something Donald Trump said during the campaign he was going to do. Next one. Do you support eliminating the CFPB, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau? 44% of Americans oppose it, 19% support it, 37% are unsure. So still here in this poll, the majority of people oppose something that Donald Trump and his Doge committee and Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy and other Republicans say that they will do, eliminate the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Approval for the Affordable Care Act, something Donald Trump says he will repeal. You'll recall that over the weekend, last weekend that is, Donald Trump went on Meet the Press with Kristen Welker. She asked him, do you have any plans when you repeal the Affordable Care Act of what you're going to replace it with? Trump said that they have concepts of plans, and Republicans throughout the past few weeks have been attacking the Affordable Care Act over and over again, which prevents insurers from discriminating against people on the basis of pre-existing conditions, and it brought tens of millions of people health care who didn't have it before. Now, look, there are serious flaws in our healthcare system that need to be fixed, but having healthcare versus not having healthcare at all is the difference between life or death. How can we improve the system? Something that President Biden was focusing on. Here, 54% of Americans approve the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare. 38% disapprove, according to the Gallup poll. Next one. This is big, right? Donald Trump's whole thing is cryptocurrency. His SEC director is going to allow anybody to do whatever they want with cryptocurrency. We've done all of the reporting. Donald Trump owns a crypto company, World Liberty Financial. He cut that deal with that guy, Justin Sun, who runs the Tron blockchain, which has been under the investigation by the SEC for engaging in fraudulent trading. Justin Sun denies all of the allegations. Justin Sun was that guy who bought a $6.2 million banana at an art show and then ate it to flaunt his wealth. Cryptocurrency, should it be more regulated? No change? Less regulated or unsure? The YouGov poll says 42% of Americans think cryptocurrency should be more regulated. 18% say no change, 10% less, 30% unsure. Donald Trump's plan would make it far less regulated or not regulated at all. Next poll. Echelon Insights, support for deporting a grandmother who has been in the U.S. for 20 years after originally entering illegally with children and grandchildren who are U.S. citizens. 51% oppose, 30% support, 13% are neutral out of 1,001 people who were asked this question. So overwhelmingly people oppose bloody deportations or deportations of your grandma who's illegally here. Donald Trump and Stephen Miller and Tom Homan have made it clear that precisely what they're going to do is not just get rid of grandma, but also potentially get rid of the whole family. and revoke birthright citizenship. So again, Americans not in line with what Donald Trump says he's going to do. Look, I'm going to protect my family, and I'm going to protect my family safely. That's why I use StopBox. Let me tell you what StopBox is. Keep your loved ones safe while ensuring instant access to your firearm. It's one of the biggest challenges that gun owners face. Most storage options force you to fumble with keys or gamble on a battery that might fail when it matters most. That's why StopBox USA engineered the StopBox Pro. It's a game-changing, patented push-button locking system that's entirely mechanical. The StopBox has no keys, no batteries, and is instantly accessible when you need it. This means you're always ready, even in the dark or under stress. Crafted with glass-reinforced polycarbonate. It's tough. It's secure. As I said, it's important that I protect my family when needed, but we do it in the safest manner. Gun safety is so key. Our listeners are getting 10% off your entire order when you use code Meidas. They're also going to give you a buy one, get one free offer on their StopBox Pro. That's 10% off and a free StopBox Pro when you use code Meidas, M-E-I-D-A-S, at StopBoxUSA.com. That's StopBoxUSA.com. Use the code Meidas. Yeah, we could be gun owners too. How about approval for Congress, right? Congress, House of Representatives in America, previously controlled by Republicans. 75% of Americans disapprove of Congress. Only 17% approve based on this Monmouth poll. Well, okay, you literally put the same party back in power next term that you disapprove of by 75%. That's a factor here in our country of gerrymandering and how Republicans have carved out these districts in a way so that they never lose and screw Democrats. Just wanted to read this too. This is according to a Joint Economic Committee report. Trump's mass deportations would reduce our real GDP by as much as 7.4% by 2028, reduce the worker supply for agriculture and construction, push prices up to 9.1% higher by 2028, cost 44,000 Americans their jobs for every 500,000 immigrants removed from the labor force. Think about that. So they're not even really giving you the top line number or the bottom line number there. They're just giving you one data point. So if Trump says he's going to deport 20 million migrants, do the math of how many jobs that would cost Americans, right? It would be a massive, massive hit on our economy. Here's the next question. Under Trump, prices for food and gas, most people believe it will increase. 41% of the applicants say the prices will increase now under Donald Trump. And wait a minute. The whole point of the election that you all claimed, not you watching this, but that they all claimed, was that this was about the price of eggs and the price of gas and inflation. That was, by the way, caused by Donald Trump's first term, where Trump added over $8 trillion in debt, screwed up our supply chain, ran our country into the ground during COVID, which was the cause of inflation, and printed money recklessly during the PPP program, where he forgave the debt of people who were already rich, whose debt was forgiven, whereas student loan debt isn't forgiven under Donald Trump. But his wealthy millionaire friends get their debt forgiven. No problems. No one's angry about that. Well, I'm angry about it. You're angry about it, but no Republicans are. So people believe that Trump will increase the costs of goods. Okay, great. I'm being sarcastic. Support for eliminating the Department of Education, which Trump says he's going to do. 54% of Americans oppose it. 30% support it. 10% are neutral. Donald Trump's position is eliminate the Department of Education. Next one. Do you approve or disapprove of Elon Musk serving as a close advisor to Trump? The majority of Americans, 50%, disapprove. What about approval of Trump granting pardons to the January 6th rioters, which Trump says he's going to do in the first 9 minutes? 62% disapprove, 34% approve. Do you, and then people, this is the question that I wanted to show you. Do you think it is likely that Trump will invoke martial law? 48% say unlikely. 34% say likely, 19% unsure based on the YouGov poll. When you say unlikely, what are you basing that on? Trump says he's going to do it. And I think with a lot of these questions too, people are like, yeah, I just don't think he's going to actually do it. This is all fantasy world until it actually happens, because there's this collective amnesia. When Donald Trump told people to inject bleach in their arm during COVID, and like a miracle, he said everything was just going to go away and everything was just going to disappear. Now, one other data point I'll give you as well. When Donald Trump rang the bell at the stock market earlier last week, he was asked by Jim Cramer, a business propagandist, a basic softball question, as softball as you get. Should American workers put their money in the stock market? That was what Jim Cramer asked Donald Trump. Trump was there at the New York Stock Exchange. You would think the answer would be, I have a lot of confidence in this economy. Yep. Donald Trump's response was, I don't know if the stock market goes down and there's a dip that people can lose their money. Wait, Donald Trump went from, in his campaign, saying he was going to make the stock market the greatest ever, even though the stock market is now up 60% with Biden than it was when Trump was in office. But wait a minute, now Trump's saying there's going to be a dip. Donald Trump saying the prices are going to be higher, or he's not guaranteeing he'll make it lower, which is what he guaranteed. Trump saying with healthcare, he only has concepts of a plan. That's what he's out there saying. I don't know, corporate media. Maybe this is something you should be covering. Don't you think that's kind of what your job is? I guess forget it. We'll just cover it here on the MeidasTouch Network. More people watch us anyway. Anyway, hit subscribe. Let's get to 4 million subscribers. Thanks for watching.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.